Your competition will not beat you by providing a better service. They will beat you by providing it more quickly. Hi everyone, my name is Michelle Kline and I am the host of the Dogco Secrets podcast and the founder of Dogco Launch, where I help pet care companies focus on growing and scaling their businesses. And I'm really excited about this episode because today I want to talk about onboarding your clients in a way in which you actually make it easier for them and you retain your business. And even more than the actual strategies there, I want to talk about why, from a strategic standpoint, this is so critically important. I am a huge believer that our differentiator, a huge differentiator for your company, can and should be helping people get what they want as easily and quickly as possible. I think that is how you win in this current market, assuming many other things like you actually care for animals and you are good at what you do, which we will get into. But today we're talking about the power of speed when it comes to getting clients into your business, getting them onboarded into your business, and getting them the outcome they are looking for out of your business. So let's get into it. Oftentimes when I work with a business, they are really focused on their differentiator, which is good. Companies need to have a reason that a client would go with you instead of with a competitor. That makes sense to us intuitively as business people. We're like, yes, I get that. I should focus on a reason that my company is unique, special, valuable, different. The differentiator you pick matters a lot, and it is not uncommon that when I work with a company, they focus initially on the differentiator of love and care. You know, we love your animals like they're our own. We care about your pets. We care about your family. And while this isn't a bad thing, by any means, we want our clients to feel that those things are true. The reality also is those are not things that are quantifiable, so it's very difficult to prove them. How do we prove that we care the most with our clients? How do we prove that we care more than another company? Is it through how many reviews that we have? Is it through a lack of bad outcomes? Because those things are more quantifiable, you actually see more companies use those messaging statements, and that's why. If you see somebody marketing, we're the most reviewed, we're the highest reviewed, that is because to a client that propositions value, but it's also quantifiable. And the difficulty is that love and care is not a metric that we can really easily define or quantify value to. So we need a differentiator that is stronger than this, or at least a differentiator that hits the other things I'm talking about better. Are you a pet care professional that wants to scale your business in 2025? I'm so excited to tell you about the Dogco Business Summit, a conference dedicated exclusively to scaling pet care businesses, which will be in Winston-Salem, North Carolina, September 26th through the 28th. If you are looking to scale your pet care business this year, this is the conference for you. I have pulled together the very best people I can find to help inform our industry, to educate our industry, and to help businesses get to the next level. With speakers like Jamie Troll and Joey Coleman, you are sure to take home really actionable information to put into your pet care business to help you grow. Tickets are on sale now at dogcosummit.com. Get yours before it's gone. The reality is, speed and ease communicate value to your potential clients in a way that is very significant and in a way that people are very attracted to. In my opinion, that is the pay to play in this industry and to be incredibly competitive. If your clients have to jump through hoops to get onboarded into your company, they won't very often. The company that provides the easiest way for the client to get what they want is the company that is positioned to win. Controversial take, hot take, as they say. This is why Rover and Wags are such huge players in our market, in my opinion. Do they offer a better service? Objectively, no. These platforms are not made of companies, they are made of individuals. Presumably, maybe they're going out on their own and getting certification. And also, if you are currently on Rover or Wag, just sidebar, there is no shade. I am speaking to companies that have formed outside of these apps, but objectively speaking, Rover and Wag, to be the massive players that they are in our industry, objectively do not provide a better service in a one-to-one context than a professional company. They do much more in revenue, though, so that's one reason we're focusing on this. Do they offer more care and connection than a professional company? Also, no. Like, pen to paper, there is no quantifiable reason that would lead us to believe this if we are looking at one company positioned against another. Do they offer a higher level of certification and training? That one we can confidently say no. Many companies are investing in things like fear-free certification and additional trainings for their people and getting them certified through organizations like PSI. That's not a requirement to be on these platforms. So why are they so competitive? Why are they so massive? And in my opinion, the answer is convenience and the answer is speed. Now, if I've already lost you on this episode, come back to me, because I'm not suggesting that you become a massive tech conglomerate that happens to provide pet care. But I am suggesting that the fact that somebody can go to an app and in less than 3 minutes find a service provider, make contact, and get something scheduled should be a wake-up call to companies that have much more time and waiting built into the client experience of onboarding with their business. People do not like to wait. They like to get what they need conveniently and quickly. And there are ways that we can maintain the integrity of being a professional pet care company while also giving this speed, ease, and convenience to clients. And I just want to invite you into a moment of honesty while we are thinking about client onboarding. How many steps does it take? So when you're thinking about client onboarding, let's actually map it out. How many touch points do you require with your business before somebody can book a service? How much time and notice do you require from people? How quickly can they expect to hear back from you? How clear is it what to do and when? Do people see a roadmap and a pathway ahead of them that they can follow? So back when I was a wee young professional, I was maybe 22, 23, I went and got something called a Lean Six Sigma certification. If you know what that is, it is more commonly used in like manufacturing. I'm not entirely confident why I invested in this training, but I learned a lot. So I got my yellow belt certification, which is the lower level certification. And one thing that we talked about is in any system, there is friction. There are these little points that add more effort, more work, and that have the ability to be fall-off points for whatever you are doing. These fall-off points might be errors in production. These fall-off points might be people leaving your client funnel, because every system has friction. We went through an example of building a client onboarding process through a website, and they brought up a website and they were like, okay, your goal is to become a client. We want you to set a timer and also count how many clicks it took for you to figure out how to do what you needed to do and how to get what you wanted to get. This exercise really stood out to me because I realized in that moment that every additional click, every additional second that went by, every tiny little moment of frustration of like, man, I thought it would be here and then it wasn't. Why is it not there? Why didn't this click do what I thought it was supposed to do? Every point of that process was a potential point for me to stop the exercise. And for me to say, you know what, do I really want this that badly? Are they really that great? And we know we are. We know, yes, come in. Once you're here, it's amazing. But any point in friction, the ask of the client is an introduction of friction. It's a potential fall-off point. Our goal is to reduce as much friction as possible to get our target clients through our process as easily as possible. Hot take, again, perhaps controversial. It is better to have more clients come through your process than to have to refer them. I'm going to read that again because I butchered all the words. And that's fine. This is real life. We're just chatting. Hot take. It is better to have more clients come through your process and have to refer them out than to have too much friction introduced into your funnel and then people just don't make it through. I came up with a metaphor. It's not the best work I've ever done, but it's good enough for this podcast, for this it's raining here. It's a rainy evening for us having this rainy day discussion. Your client onboarding process is like a rushing river. We are trying to get as many potential clients into the river and coming down the current as we possibly can of our target clients. And anytime we have an ask of a client through that process, a form they have to fill out, an app they have to download, information they have to give us, a period of time they have to wait, we introduce the equivalent of a rapid into that river. It can be useful, and this is what's tricky about friction. Friction can be useful when we want to knock people out. Because we all have clients that ideally, we're not looking to attract, or potential clients. We all have people like that. It's like, I know who I want to serve. We want the wrong people to get out of the river because they're not who we're looking for. But what is deadly is when those friction points and those rapids, to follow the metaphor, knock out the people that we do want, and they don't let enough volume through. So we have to be really thoughtful about friction, because what it can do is it can over-constrict our lead flow so that not enough of our target clients get through. And that's going to be deadly. That is where personal preference, I would rather more people get through so that the business has options on who to refer out, who to keep. We basically get to pick out of all the people that came through who we want to work with, versus not enough people getting through. I actually think that puts the business in the position where you kind of have to take more of the clients that come through, even if they aren't your target clients, because we're just not getting enough. I would rather you have more options than less. Hot take number 2, if your goal is to give people their time back, which is a very common marketing statement for pet care companies that I work with, and actually it's one that I like because I think we are in the business of both peace of mind and also the business of time return, then we have to validate in our onboarding that we actually will give you time back. Because here's the thing, we see the whole picture as the business owner. We know if you just get in, if you just give me the information that I need, we're good. After that, it's all the touch of a button. I have my software, or however you schedule people, it's just we're set. I'm here for you. Clients don't know that. They see your onboarding process and they see maybe you have a really long intake form. And then you have to go fill out most of that information again in a software that you have to fill out before they'll come out for a meet and greet. Then they come out for a meet and greet and we're doing a lot of the same information a third time. That to them does not communicate you are there to save them time. That communicates it's going to be a time-intensive process to work with me. So we really want to think about, what does this feel like on the client experience? How much of this could I safely take off of the client and back onto the business to help streamline their process and to help validate what I am saying in my marketing and who I say I am trying to attract. So I thought this was really interesting. So this is going to sound a lot bougier than it is. So personal anecdote, because I'm committed to vulnerability and transparency within the context of what we are doing here. So I just started working with a personal trainer, and I say that that sounds bougie because I have the association of that activity as being a bougie activity. That twist, turns out I just don't have the self-discipline to go without it. So we're just making it work because your girl can't go another year without weightlifting. Things start to fall apart in your mid-30s, as I am learning. So I wanted to work with this gym because it's really close to my house. And I sent in an email inquiry. I sent in 2. And I had not heard back from the company. And I was ready at that point to be like, cool, I'm moving on. It's been a day. I'm busy. I finally had time to research this and send it in. I'm giving you an example of someone that really values time return right now. And so I was ready to move on, and I was looking at other places when I got a phone call, and the trainer called me and she said, hey, really sorry, I'm just getting back to you. I was out of the office. Totally fine. I get it. But what she did next, because I still wasn't sold, I was like, okay, but could somebody else have answered the email? I don't know. But what she said next really hooked me. She said, I know your time is valuable. If you can give me 10 minutes, I can get you onboarded now. I can sign these documents for you virtually, and you can start training tomorrow. Done. Done. Because I am in a season where my time is thin, and I am in a season where speed and convenience matter a lot more to me than the other nuances of a service or nuances of a company that I'm working with. And not that I am your target demographic by any means. Maybe I'm not. I do have two very adorable dogs. So, maybe I am. But I share that more as a personal anecdote of I do think that when a company is set on prioritizing how to really serve clients in a time efficient way, that goes very far and it communicates what the priority of the company is, which truly is to serve the client. And they don't know how easy and convenient it'll be if they can just get in. And so we have to help show them that on the front end. Yes, it's more time intensive. Yes, it requires more from the business. It requires more upfront onboarding time and money costs. I can tell you, I believe it is worth it every day. Just no comparison, it is worth it. So a few examples on how we can expedite this process for clients on the front end of our onboarding. At number one, I can already imagine people's reactions while I read this out loud. Hold space with me. Suspend disbelief. Stay connected. It's okay. Number one, fill out the paperwork with them at onboarding. I encourage you to stop requiring them to fill it out ahead of time. You can offer it. You can send the link. If someone would prefer to do that, they have the option. Just bring a computer. I don't cancel meet and greets if you haven't gotten all of the information ahead of time, because you're losing business that otherwise probably would have been pretty good business. It's very difficult for me. I'm laying it all out there on this podcast and we're in it together, y'all. It's great. It's hard to see companies in this industry work so hard for lead flow and to have such heart-forward businesses and to have companies that truly want to work with people who need time returned to them. That is their target avatar. But then they cancel a meet and greet because they didn't get enough information ahead of time. The hard reality is that if someone is busy enough that they need you, they might be too busy to onboard themselves into your company. And that's where, and this said with all the love in the world, because I love this industry and I'm ride or die in it at this point, but we have to be willing to take that work onto the company. If this is your target demographic, how can we return time to them day one? Second thing I recommend you do, take the time, if you are on software, to download that software with clients at the meet and greet and show them how to use it. We found that this was actually a huge fall off point in my company when it came to client onboarding and client lead flow. Was we would do this beautiful onboarding, we would take down all their information, and then we'd say, great, here's the name of the app, go find it, download it, send in your first walk, we'll see you then. We would never hear from them. So we decided to experiment with, what if we took an extra 10, 15 minutes? Yes, it's more time, but what if we took the time to actually book that first walk with them? That move right there reduced one of the biggest fall off points in the entire client onboarding experience for my company. Because clients saw the roadmap, they saw the pathway, they understood how to do it. That learning curve, the business had said, we'll take the time to figure it out and show you, rather than putting that on the client. All right, third tip for you, put together a quick start guide to send to clients that highlights the most important pieces of working with your company. That is brief, short, only the most important stuff. I have a gift to anybody listening to this podcast, which is a free template that you can use for this welcome onboarding packet. I'll put the link to that in the show notes as a thank you for being here, because I really hope this is helpful. Putting together something like a quick start guide is going to empower your clients to absorb the need to know information in an actual time efficient way. I know it's really frustrating when clients don't read our policies and they don't follow our policies, or it's like, oh my gosh, how do you not know that? The reality is they don't, and they're busy. That's why they need us. And so putting together something like a quick start guide so they get the bare minimum of information you need them to have is useful. And then finally, my biggest tip of all, and also my most controversial, and that is okay. Let clients go straight to the meet and greet off of your website. I highly encourage you, if you are trying to increase lead flow into your business, making it as easy as possible for clients to book an appointment with you directly to onboard into the business on their terms, on their schedule, straight off of the website is, from my experience with almost every company I've implemented it with, one of the very best ways that you can optimize for speed and convenience to your clients, and that you can reduce friction in your client onboarding. Straight to the meet and greet in person. Yes, you need some information to know if you should go. In my opinion, the qualifying questions you need to ask really aren't more than 4 or 5 questions. Is your dog going to be okay with someone coming into the home they don't know? What is your home address? So that way we can validate service area and we know where to go. What services are you looking for? Those really are the biggest knockout questions. You may have 1 or 2 that fit your model, but we don't need to know much more than that. I know that we like to. I totally get that. But when we're looking at what do we need to know to get clients in, it really isn't much more than that. I recommend we have 2 flows through your website. Number 1, this is going to be letting clients book straight to the meet and greet. This is going to catch warm leads that are truly just ready to get started. Like, I am ready to go. I just want to know how to start. We want to make it as easy as possible for them to get what they want, which is to start services. Second flow through your website is going to be set up to catch the coldest leads possible. So basically we want a really easy way to get started, and then we want a really wide net for anybody that isn't ready to take that step. I recommend that wide net is a very simple contact form. Name, email, phone, and I see an argument for zip code. Past that, we want as little required information as possible so that people actually reach out and the barrier is low for them reaching out. So I've been making a lot of cases for speed, convenience, and I do want to be exceedingly clear. It is because I want you to win. I want you to make the revenue that you want to make this year. I want you to get in all of these client leads so that you can just blow your goals out of the water. To do that, in my opinion, we need to optimize for these leads getting through as easily, quickly, and at a high volume, at least the volume that you need for your business to meet those goals and to blow those targets out of the water. Then we get to explore this really amazing world of client lead flow and nurture. And as you're working so hard to get leads into your business, I'll just end a little bit on this note. Let's make sure you are working your leads effectively, getting back to people timely. That speed and convenience, that's really what I want to hammer home today, because in the work that I do, kind of going off script with this, but in the work that I do, there are a few key inflection points that tend to come up with companies that we're really able to unlock some big bottlenecks. And not all bottlenecks in your business are created equal. Some of them are kind of minor. It's like, is that worth putting the time into to fixing? Which is a really valid question. But one of the biggest bottlenecks that I tend to unlock with companies is that their client lead flow has become really, really constricted because it is just not easy enough for clients to get in the door. And typically this is for really understandable reasons. Like they've realized over the years, man, having more information is helpful. Oh, maybe I should do a phone call first. That way I get to decide if I really want to work with them. And while there's validity to all of this friction, at the end of the day, the friction comes with a cost. And I think we want to make sure that that cost has been thoughtfully chosen rather than we've just stumbled into it as the business has gotten bigger. So that's my encouragement to you today. Please don't forget there is a free gift for you down in the show notes with a welcome packet Canva guide. And I will catch you guys on the next episode.